Hello, my name is Luca Dell'Anna and today I wanted to talk about why I'm so angry about face masks. And the reason I'm angry is because most people talk about them wrongly. Half of the population believes they do not work and the other half talks about them as if they worked perfectly. And they are both wrong. Face masks work imperfectly. Of course, the better face masks reduce the risk of infection from a virus very significantly. Then you have medium quality face masks which still reduce infection risk to a very significant degree. And then you get poorer quality face masks which only reduce the risk of infection a little bit. But all masks are better than no mask and they all work at least to some degree. And that doesn't mean that they do not work. If you think about it, it's just like bulletproof jackets. Do bulletproof jackets reduce the chances that you get killed to zero? Of course not. But does it mean they do not work? Of course not either. In fact, you would be an idiot if you walk into a war zone without a bulletproof jacket. And the same applies to masks. Do they work perfectly 100%? Of course not. But still, you will be an idiot if you go into a room where there is a significant chances of getting infected without wearing one. Again, better grade masks work better. It's very difficult to put an exact number on each mask because it depends by who wears them, how they wear it, when they wear it, where they wear it, and so on. But in general, you get some masks like N100, which are extremely effective, N95, the mask which in Europe we call FFP3, which are very effective. Then you get the N95 mask, the FFP2, which are quite effective, and then you get lower grade masks which are less effective but still better than not wearing any face mask. A common argument against face masks is that they cannot possibly work because the holes in their fabric are larger than the virus particles. But that would only apply if filtering the virus through the size of the net where how face masks work. But in fact, face masks they work also through electrostatic means. The part of their fabric inside captures the virus through electrostatic forces. So that's why face masks work even though their holes are larger than virus particles. Another common counter-argument about face masks is that they are uncomfortable. But face masks are not meant to be uncomfortable. If face masks seem uncomfortable to you, it's because you are using a model that doesn't fit your face well. Face masks are a bit like shoes. Of course, the first type of shoes you try might be uncomfortable for your feet. That's why when you shop for shoes, you try a few different models and you find one which is comfortable. And the same applies to face masks. You are not meant to use the first type of face mask that you ever tried. You are meant to try different models and see which one you can wear comfortably. So the same applies if you have a family member, a friend or a colleague who says that face masks are uncomfortable. Let them know that they are supposed to try different models and find one that fits their face well and is comfortable to wear for long periods of time. A third common counter-argument about face masks is that they require professional training and professional fit testing to work. But this is false. Or better said, of course, if you receive professional training, it's better than if you don't receive it. And of course, if you receive professional fit testing, it's better than if you don't receive it. But still, wearing a mask without professional training and without professional fit testing will still be much, much better than not wearing any mask. It's like condoms. Of course, condoms need to be worn properly to be very effective. But we don't say that condoms don't work because of that. The opposite. We teach people how to use condoms properly, and we train them on how to use them effectively. And the same with face masks. There are online resources to learn how to properly wear a face mask. It's very easy. Even if you don't read an online resource about face masks, it just takes a little bit of common sense to think how you can wear the face mask and to adapt it so that it fits your face without leaving any gaps. For example, one thing you can do is that you take your face mask and you bend the metal strip which is next to the nose so that it fits the profile of your nose. And then if you see someone who doesn't wear their face mask properly, you can help them. You can point out if there is any gaps. You can help them figure out how to close those gaps. It's not difficult if there is the willingness to make it work. And a fourth common counter-argument about face masks is that there is the risk that you touch the virus on the surface of the mask and then you infect yourself. But this doesn't really make sense, because if you think about it, where would the virus that is on your face mask have ended up if you hadn't worn the face mask? And the answer is very simple. It would have ended up in your nose. So it's obvious how, yes, maybe there is a tiny risk that you touch your face mask and you get some virus on your fingers and then you infect yourself with it, but it will be orders of magnitude lower than the risk of the virus getting into your body because you're not wearing a face mask. And then again, COVID, for example, is an airborne virus, which is that it's transmitted through particles floating in the air, not so much from people touching the virus with their hands and then touching their face with it. And finally, a common misunderstanding is that you only need to wear a face mask when in presence of other people indoors. And this is not completely true. That is, of course, the higher risk situation. And of course, it will bring you no benefit to wear the face mask when you are alone outdoors. However, there are some circumstances in which you might want to wear a face mask indoors even when you're alone. And that is the case of where there is the possibility that someone has spent time there before you. For example, elevators. And this is because COVID is an airborne virus, which means that it can linger in the air for a few hours. So elevators are the classic situation where it might happen that someone sick gets into the elevator alone and they breathe out some virus particles in the air, then they get out of the elevator, another person shortly thereafter enters in the elevator and they think that they are safe because they are alone, but actually they are not safe because there are still virus particles lingering in the air. So in situations like these, it's a good idea to wear your mask indoors even if you're alone. Then of course you don't want to bring these to extremes, so it brings no benefit to wear the face mask if you are alone outdoors, or if you are indoors in situations where you are certain that there cannot be virus particle in the air. So thank you very much for having listened to this video. The reason I recorded it is because there is so much misunderstanding about face mask, and even people who understand that face masks are an effective tool to reduce infection risk, they do not know how to explain that to others. And that's why I recorded this video. You can find the information of this video in a very simple one-page flyers on the website pandemic-questions.com. pandemic-questions.com. Thank you very much again, and please help others understand when it's useful to wear face masks and why it's useful to wear them even if they do not reduce infection risk down to a very neat zero.